In this video, we will be taking a look at the O-Train Eastern Extension, expanding service from Blair all the way to Trim Road in Orléans. This will be our final installment of the East Snapshot videos, as the project has now reached substantial completion. Trim Station. The first station we're going to look at is Trim, located just in the highway median near Trim along the 174 highway. This station, once again, has an access from the park and ride with an overhead walkway going into the train platforms in the middle of the highway median. As you can see, very expansive parking lot. Nearly everything is complete here. There are some final finishing touches being done, but most of the construction zone hoardings and the big elaborate security camera system have been removed. It's the first time we can really get right up to the entrance grille for pretty much all the 5 new stations, taking a look directly inside very easily to see the fare gates, the ticket vending machines, and in the far end here is where the future retail location will be located. You can see the fare gates, the stairs and escalator going up to the walkway towards the train, and the washrooms just off to the left side of the stairwell itself. So it's one of the few stations where you can actually go into the station itself without being able to access the trains should they be closed or it's outside of service hours. With the grille in place, prevents access to the overhead walkway, which is really the sole connection to the trains themselves. You can see the double elevators providing redundancy for accessibility going up to and from the trains, and the grille again to the stairs and escalator. People transferring between the train and the bus will cross over and come back down on this side over here by the main entrance and be able to utilize the new permanent bus loop, which is quite expansive, lots of areas to wait, of course with the Transecure area and heating. Here you'll see the Algonquin wayfinding wheel, designed by Algonquin artist Simon Brescoupé. It represents the 4 sacred directions, life's journey, and key symbols like the canoe and moose, reflecting Algonquin culture and connection to the land across the territory. These wayfinding wheels can be found at pretty much all the stations and point in the direction of north. As we continue on to our next station heading west, next station, Place d'Orléans. And Place d'Orléans station is going to be a major transfer point for bus connections throughout Orléans. With a very expansive station, a park and ride on one side, the Place d'Orléans shopping center on the other, there is a multitude of entrances and exits and ways to travel through the station that's pretty much unrivaled across the rest of the O-Train network. So from here you can see the park and ride entrance, you can see the train service in the median of the highway, you can reach it via the existing legacy red pedestrian crossing or the new fare paid zone in white that crosses over to the bus station, as well as the green connection that goes directly into the mall, or even the surface level connection on the Champlain Street overpass. So definitely lots of ways to get into the station or exit depending on which direction you're coming from. Of course, a very popular connection point for people walking at grade from the mall itself. It's a new fare paid zone entrance to properly delineate and control access to the train and the bus service now. Everything here is going to be a fare paid zone, so once you tap in, you don't have to tap your Presto or your debit card or credit card again to transfer between bus and rail. Looking now from the old legacy pedestrian crossing, the new entrance coming from either the park and ride or the shopping center or bus station. Once you enter this entrance, you'll be greeted to some ticket vending machines, some fare gates, as well as the elevators and the stairs going down to the train platforms. For those coming back up from the train platform to the overhead crossings, a long escalator supplements the stairs and the elevators in the upward direction. And like all of the east stations, center platform, so whether you're going east or west, very easy to get to the platform and not have to worry about which side you have to go down on. Looking now at the top of the bus station, the new entrance from the crossing, the Legacy crossing or the Mall crossing. The overhead marquee with the station name is missing right now, but this is what you see looking inside. Again, more fare gates, ticket vending machines going in, leading towards either stairs going down to the bus platform or the new fare paid zone entrance to the train platforms themselves, going into the highway median. Now looking at the new fare paid zone entrance, if you're coming at grade from the mall itself, this is the new fare control area. So when people are crossing from the mall, cutting through the parking lot, they will pass through this new fare paid entrance. We're again going to find more ticket vending machines, more fare gates. Just a quick pass through here, exit the other end, and from there, just like before, you're going to cross the street at the stop sign to reach the bus station, or to continue on upwards to cross over to the trains in the median. So definitely lots of possibilities, lots of ways to be able to move around the station, connecting between bus and train, whether you're coming from the park and ride, from Champlain Street, the mall itself, or even the bus service. Lots of ways in, lots of ways out. Looking now at the Champlain entrance on the overpass, again, like all the others, ticket vending machines, fare gates. You got a great view of the trains below here through the big windows. As we look farther west towards our next stations that are going to be coming up. And as the trains depart this station, they'll probably hit a speed of 80 kilometers per hour, maybe more, as they head towards Orléans Boulevard overpass. And you can see the traction power substation here just at the highway exit for Place d'Orléans. Trains will run down the median until they reach the next station, Convent Glen. Traction power substation again just off to the side over here. This is a new infill station that did not exist before when the bus service was passing through the area. Next station, Convent Glen. This is going to be a great addition to the people in the Convent Glen community here. There was no rapid service passing through here. Pretty much the stations were either Place d'Orléans or Jeanne d'Arc. So if you're in the middle here, you were at a bit of a disadvantage, but that's no longer going to be the case once the service here opens in the coming months. You can see access from both sides of the highway via Orléans Boulevard overpass. Entrances on both sides as well. Center platform, so no matter which entrance you use, easy to get down to the platforms by the short stairs or the elevators. And once you're down there, you just orient yourself for either eastbound or westbound. Again, one platform, nice and simple. Bus service on both sides, so stop A, stop B, depending on if you're going up towards Chapel Hill or you're going down towards Convent Glen or Orleans Wood. You can see the entrance here. You can see ticket vending machines and the fare gates just off in the distance behind the glass curtain wall. And again, we see another Algonquin wayfinding wheel. You can see the black spear pointing in the direction of north from the station. So whether you get off by bus or you're walking, pass through into the station through the ticket fare gates and the vending machines, and you get a great view of the highway as well as the train guideway itself. Passing through elevators on both sides of this area to be able to go down as well as the stairs. You can see when you pass down, you'll go all the way to the far end of the platform and loop around if you're taking the stairs, or come down relatively in the middle if you're taking the elevators. You can see here the sound isolation barriers on both sides of the highway, helping reduce the ambient noise from the traffic and the road vehicles passing by the station, so that when you are on the platform, the sound is pretty manageable. And having been there at least once, I can say that it does do a pretty effective job. Looking now at the opposite side, the opposite entrance comes down towards the east, looking towards Place d'Orléans in the distance. Again, you can see the guideway underneath. Really interesting view with the big panoramic windows here, seeing the guideway, the trains coming in, passing through the station and departing. And then again, looking down towards the train platform itself, you can see the local traction power substation that takes the local voltage and transforms it to the 1500 volts needed for the light rail vehicles to operate. And again, just at street level, bike parking, as well as a pickup and drop-off zone for people coming or being dropped off by car. There's also lots of bike storage here, emergency call stations, and the bus stops off in the distance. As we depart Convent Glen, heading towards our next stop, farther down along the 174. Next one is going to be at Jeanne d'Arc, along the overpass. And unlike the previous configuration where the bus stops for eastbound and westbound were on the corresponding on and off ramps of the highway, now it's going to be located right in the middle of the overpass. Next station, Jeanne d'Arc. And again, the station is pretty much a mirror image of Convent Glen. The design, the layout, almost virtually identical. You can see lots of room here for big sidewalks for people to wait for catching the bus, as this is going to be again another busy transfer station. It's pretty much the westernmost point of the O train service before leaving Orléans. So definitely you want to have a lot of space to be able to accommodate the high flow of passengers that are going to be transiting through here. They also expanded the sidewalks, made them a lot wider than they used to be. So it's going to be easier for people arriving by foot. If there's a lot of people going through, there's going to be plenty of space. You won't have to walk around people or get stalled up if people are walking slower than you. Plenty of room to get through. You can see one of the entrances here. And this station has a bit more protection on both sides with more concrete, helping to isolate the noise from the highway. Looking now at the opposite entrance on the opposite side of the Jeanne d'Arc overpass. You can see the entrance grill here, ticket vending machines, and the fare gates. Again, lots of glass. It really has like a nice bright feel to it. You know, the wood grain slatted ceiling on the top. You get great views of the highway, of the trains coming and going. It's going to be a really interesting spot, especially if you just want to stand there and look at the trains going through, or you want to see when the train is coming. Very visual. You don't even have to really look at the platform or the passenger information displays to get a sense of how long the train will be. You can really see it off in the distance. You got a really good vantage point. Again, the stop A and stop B on both sides for the bus service. As we depart Jeanne d'Arc, we'll hit some pretty high speeds here for quite a few minutes until we reach our next stop at the Montreal Road off-ramp and overpass. Next station, Montreal. And like we've talked about many times, this station is really a true masterpiece because they had to demolish the old overpasses, rebuild them to the sides, build the train station in the middle. Lots of work happened here. Everything in this whole area is completely brand new and been completely redone. Bigger sidewalks, bike lanes to be able to go through and path multi-use pathways, train station right in the middle of the overpass on top. And you can see great views of the station if you look at our behind the scenes from a year ago at Montreal Station. Beautiful glass canopy on the top. You get a lot of natural light coming in here. It's not actually very loud. The sound barrier walls on the sides do a great job at isolating the noise. So for accessing the station, all of it is from underneath the highway overpass, passing underneath. Again, entrances on both sides of the underpass. Ticket vending machines, the entrance with the fare gates off in the distance. So from here you can see the fare gates and then the beginning of the stairs that lead up towards the train platforms up above in the highway median on the overpass. And of course the elevator just off to the right side here. Another look now, looking at the opposite entrance on the opposite side underneath on Montreal Road. Again, same idea. Bus stops just outside, ticket vending machine. You can see one of the elevator shafts going right up into natural light and the train platforms above. And despite it being underground, it is very bright underneath. Definitely a significant difference in that respect as opposed to how it used to be with the old overpass, which was very dark, narrow, dingy, and had a very questionable feel to it. When you would walk through it, you felt like you could, it just didn't feel very secure. It's definitely been completely changed now. Lots of wide open space and great visibility, so you definitely feel a lot safer and a lot more secure underneath there. It's going to be a great change for people going through that station. As we depart Montreal Station, we now pass over the 174 flyover that moves the train guideway from the median off to the side near Costco to line up for its approach into Blair Station and connect with the rest of O Train Line 1 towards downtown and Tunney's Pasture. You get some great shots here of the flyover, which crosses over the 174 westbound lanes. Definitely one of the signature pieces of this east extension. So during this visit, we did see some finishing works taking place at various stations. Really nothing major. Pretty much everything is virtually complete. And the next steps now are the trial running, the mandatory 21 days minimum running the service to its full capacity, checking for everything, performance, reliability, to make sure everything's ready for an eventual opening, hopefully in the next couple months. So stick with us here at Railfans Canada. We'll be sure to bring you live, up-to-date coverage on the trial running and the lead up to the opening of O Train East Extension to Orléans. 5 new stations, 12 new kilometers. Very exciting. Thanks for watching.